Welcome back to The Reasons Why. Today, we're breaking down a question that destroys group chats everywhere. Could 100 men take down one gorilla? Spoiler alert, the gorilla's already laughing. From pure muscle to bananas over beer, I've got 21 savage reasons why the silverback wins every single time. Buckle up, this isn't a fair fight, it's a demolition. One gorilla punch equals game over. A gorilla's punch isn't just powerful, it's a force of nature. Scientists estimate a silverback strike can generate over 1,300 pounds of force. That's like being hit by a sledgehammer that also screams at you in primal fury. Now imagine 100 men charging in, thinking teamwork will save them. Cute. The first unlucky guy who catches that gorilla hook shot is flying across the arena like he's auditioning for a Marvel movie. Instantly, the rest of the men lose confidence. Suddenly, it's not 100 versus 1, it's who's going first to get obliterated? A gorilla doesn't need fancy martial arts. One swing ends debates, friendships, and possibly family trees. In a fight scenario, men rely on stamina, numbers, and coordination. But all of that collapses when just one hit can end a career. Think about it. No matter how many soldiers you line up, if one beast can casually erase a man with a single blow, the math starts looking grim. A gorilla doesn't fight fair. It doesn't need to. When one punch equals game over, the scoreboard is already broken. No man can outbench a silverback. Forget your gym bros flexing their personal bests. A silverback gorilla casually benches what 10 of them together could barely lift. Estimates put a gorilla's bench press equivalent at over 4,000 pounds. That's not a workout. That's moving small cars for breakfast. Now line up 100 men. Sure, you'll find some bodybuilders, a couple of CrossFitters, maybe even a guy who swears by creatine and chicken breast. Cute! None of them are repping 4 digits without a forklift, and the gorilla doesn't even need a protein powder sponsorship. No creatine cycle, no gym selfies, just raw, jungle-forged power. Meanwhile, humans spend decades sculpting their bodies for competitions judged by spray tans and flex poses. The gorilla, born shredded. No cutting phase, no bulking phase, just permanent Mr. Olympia mode. Even if the 100 men linked arms, they couldn't stop one gorilla's chest day. In a pure strength showdown, it's not even close. Humanity's strongest lifters look like toddlers trying to push a couch compared to a silverback moving boulders for fun. Bottom line, no man alive is outbenching nature's ultimate powerlifter. Bananas over beer. Any day, humans love to brag about their vices. Bro, I can crush 12 beers in a night. Impressive, until you realize a gorilla can down 40 pounds of bananas without breaking eye contact. One gives you a beer belly, the other fuels raw jungle dominance. Beer makes men sloppy, slow, and loud. Bananas make gorillas lean, mean, and terrifyingly clean. Plus, let's be real, when's the last time a man won a bar fight because he was hammered? Spoiler, never. Meanwhile, a gorilla is on a strict banana and leaf diet. No hangovers, no drunk texts, no bro, I swear I'm fine to drive. Just pure natural fuel that keeps it running like a biological tank. 100 men with beers are already arguing about sports by round 2. The gorilla? Still focused, still strong, still ready to end civilizations. The contrast couldn't be sharper. Beer equals chaos, bananas equal power. And honestly, if you put a keg next to a bunch of bananas, which one's actually keeping you alive in a fight? Exactly. That's why it's bananas over beer. Every time. A gorilla doesn't need Wi-Fi to dominate. Let's be honest, men panic when the Wi-Fi drops. Suddenly, 100 warriors turn into 100 toddlers screaming, "Is the router down? A gorilla?" Doesn't even know what Wi-Fi is and doesn't care. No distractions. No endless scrolling. No arguments about 5G towers or whether the new iPhone has better signal. While men are refreshing their Instagram feeds, the gorilla is sharpening instincts honed over millions of years. This is raw, unplugged dominance. Put 100 men in a room without Wi-Fi, and half of them will be pacing like zombies, the other half begging for hotspots. Meanwhile, a gorilla is still fully operational, fully lethal, and fully focused on survival. That's the difference. One species needs constant connection to function, the other is the connection to pure, unfiltered nature. Imagine trying to coordinate 100 guys through a group chat during a fight. The gorilla doesn't wait for text confirmations. It acts. That's why, in a world obsessed with Wi-Fi bars, the gorilla stays undefeated. No lag, no buffering, just instant primal download straight to your nightmares. 100 men still fear one roar, picture it. 100 men hyping each other up, chest bumping, screaming, "We got this!" And then the gorilla lets out a single roar. Instantly, the atmosphere changes. That sound isn't just noise, it's evolution reminding you that your ancestors ran from this exact beast. A silverback's roar can hit 130 decibels, louder than a jackhammer, almost as loud as a jet engine. Now imagine being in the front row of that sound wave. Eardrums rattling, confidence shattered, courage evaporating faster than beer foam. Men are trained to fear gunfire, alarms, and explosions. But none of that compares to a gorilla's roar echoing through your bones. You don't fight after hearing that. You freeze. You hesitate. You regret every choice that led you here. And hesitation is defeat. One roar equals 100 terrified men suddenly realizing they are not the hunters. They are the prey. It's nature's microphone drop, and no human battle cry comes close. Hold up! Your turn now. Drop your most savage reason why one gorilla wipes out 100 men. Funniest, smartest, or downright brutal takes might show up in our Users Edition video. Don't hold back. Prove us wrong in the comments. King of the Jungle Beats. Kings of ego men are fueled by ego. Put 100 of them together, and you've got 100 different self-proclaimed leaders. One thinks he's the strategist, another swears he's the strongest, and at least 3 of them won't shut up about their high school football days. The problem? Too many kings, not enough crowns. Meanwhile, the gorilla doesn't need to claim dominance. It is dominance. A silverback doesn't walk into a room wondering if people respect it. Respect is automatic, because nobody in their right mind tests 500 pounds of fury that can deadlift trees. Ego makes men argue, hesitate, and waste energy proving who's alpha. A gorilla? It already owns the title. No board meetings, no pep talks, no fragile masculinity. Just pure, unchallenged authority. That's why even 100 men together can't outmatch one gorilla's natural hierarchy. When you're built like a king, you don't debate it, you enforce it. Men play power games, the gorilla ends them. Pure muscle, no steroids. Men love shortcuts, protein shakes, creatine, steroids, even weird Amazon supplements that promise gorilla strength, but really just wreck your kidneys. Meanwhile, the gorilla, 0 enhancers, 0 pre-workout powders, just raw DNA sculpted by evolution into a living mountain of muscle. A silverback carries 4 times the muscle density of a trained human bodybuilder, and it doesn't even need to count macros. No cycles, no cutting phase, no "I can't, bro, it's my rest day." Every day is arm day, leg day, and destroy you day. If you dropped a gorilla in a bodybuilding competition, it would win before even flexing, mostly because the judges would run for their lives. Steroids inflate men, but gorilla strength is natural, permanent, and terrifyingly functional. The strongest man alive still looks like he's trying hard. The gorilla, it was born swole, raised swole, and will die swole. It's the definition of pure, untainted power. Gorillas don't argue. They end arguments. Put 100 men in a room, and you instantly get 100 opinions. Someone's debating strategy, another's arguing over who should lead, and at least 5 are already complaining about fairness. Men argue. It's what they do. Meanwhile, the gorilla doesn't care about words. It doesn't wait for a vote or a consensus. One chest pound, one charge, and the debate is officially closed. Imagine trying to form a committee while 500 pounds of muscle is breaking the table you're sitting at. Arguments are a human luxury. Gorillas don't waste energy on talking when raw dominance makes the point crystal clear. The result? Men waste time bickering, but the gorilla ends discussions instantly. No rebuttals, no negotiations, just absolute silence. Nature doesn't care about human debates, and the gorilla is proof. Why argue when you can win in one move? 1. Gorilla backflip shames 100 push-ups. Men love their push-ups. You've seen it, squads hyping themselves up, counting out reps like it's proof of dominance. But here's the problem. Push-ups are child's play compared to what a gorilla can do. Silverbacks have insane agility for their size. They can leap, climb, and yes, pull off moves that would humble your entire gym class. A gorilla doesn't need to brag about doing 100 push-ups. It casually climbs a 30-foot tree with half its body weight on its back. And if one ever threw a backflip in the middle of the fight, that's not just athleticism, that's a humiliation highlight reel. Suddenly, 100 men repping push-ups look like kids in PE, while the gorilla is pulling Cirque du Soleil stunts with predator energy. Fitness in men is about numbers. How many push-ups can you do? Fitness in gorillas is about reality. Can you move like a living tank? Spoiler, yes. One gorilla backflip makes 100 push-ups look like warm-up stretches. Nature built different. Humans brag about evolution like, we invented tools, we built cities, we made Wi-Fi. Cute. Meanwhile, nature built the gorilla as a flawless war machine. No blueprints, no gym memberships, no supplements, just raw engineering straight from millions of years of survival. A gorilla isn't just strong, it's the perfect combo of strength, speed, and intimidation. While men train for decades to peak, gorillas are born peak. You don't see a silverback going through puberty awkwardly trying to bulk up. They hit maturity and boom, already built like a boss fight. Nature designed humans to overthink and invent gadgets, but it designed gorillas to dominate physically without hesitation. It's the difference between a factory-assembled sedan and a tank straight off the assembly line. 100 men rely on tech, tools, and teamwork. The gorilla doesn't need upgrades. It was built different from the start. And in nature's playbook, different means better. A gorilla doesn't need weapons. To win, men love to brag about their weapons. Swords, spears, guns, even folding knives they clip to their jeans like they're starring in an action movie. But strip all that away and what do you have? Bare fists, fragile bones, and a false sense of confidence. A gorilla doesn't need a single tool. Its fists are the weapons. Its jaws, with canine teeth longer than a lion's, are the weapons. Its sheer size and brute strength are the weapons. Meanwhile, 100 unarmed men suddenly realize that without sticks and steel, they're basically soft targets. Think about it. Humans invented weapons to make up for what they don't have naturally. The gorilla never needed to invent anything. Nature handed it the perfect arsenal at birth. In a showdown, those 100 men bring nothing to the table but anxiety. The gorilla, it is the table flipper. Weapons are crutches. The gorilla walks tall without them. 100 men panic. A gorilla plots. Humans in a group are chaos. Somebody's panicking, somebody's screaming orders, half of them are running the wrong way, and the rest are arguing about who should take the lead. That's what happens when fear hits the system. Panic spreads faster than common sense. But a gorilla? Cold, calculating, deliberate. While 100 men trip over each other in terror, the gorilla is already planning the takedown. Silverbacks don't waste motion. They measure, they wait, and when they strike, it's precision, not panic. That difference is everything. Men burn energy in chaos, while the gorilla conserves it for the perfect moment. Imagine a stampede of frightened dudes compared to a single apex predator moving with intent. It's not even a contest. In the battle of mindsets, panic loses to plotting every single time. Banana greater than protein shake. Every gym bro swears by their magic potion. Whey isolate, bro, 40 grams of protein, mixes great with almond milk. Meanwhile, the gorilla just peels a banana and still makes Mr. Olympia look like a scrawny intern. Bananas are simple fuel. No blenders, no shaker bottles, no TikTok recipes with 12 ingredients. And here's the kicker, gorillas thrive on plants, yet still carry muscle mass that makes humans question their entire diet plan. Meanwhile, 100 men with protein shakes are still shaking, mixing, and flexing in the mirror, while the gorilla is already ready for round 2. Plus, let's be real, protein shakes give you gas, bananas give you power. One fuels gym bloopers, the other fuels a 500-pound beast that can uproot trees like daisies. In a fight, nobody's asking how much protein powder you chugged, but everybody notices when the banana-powered tank slaps 100 men into retirement. Gorillas don't need sleep to stay alpha. Humans crumble without sleep. One all-nighter, and suddenly 100 men look like zombies, slow, cranky, and complaining about their back pain. Coffee becomes their lifeline, energy drinks their personality. A gorilla? Different story. While they do rest, their dominance isn't tied to REM cycles or double-shot espressos. Even groggy, a silverback still carries enough raw power to dismantle anything in its path. Meanwhile, men are useless without at least 7 hours, a pillow they like, and a morning routine with Wi-Fi. Take that away, and the whole squad collapses into whining chaos. But the gorilla doesn't need Starbucks, it doesn't need melatonin. It wakes up, stretches, and instantly outclasses 100 men who are still yawning. That's the power of being alpha 24/7, strength that doesn't fade just because it skipped nap time. Humans are slaves to their sleep schedule. The gorilla is a threat whether it's wide awake or half asleep. One gorilla stare is psychological warfare. Men love to talk tough until they actually lock eyes with a gorilla. That stare isn't casual. It's a primal death certificate signed by nature itself. A silverback's gaze tells you everything. I don't need to fight. You've already lost. Meanwhile, 100 men can scream, posture, and wave their arms. But all that bravado melts the second that gorilla glare cuts through the noise. Humans break mentally before they break physically, and nothing shatters confidence faster than realizing the thing in front of you doesn't just want to win, it expects to. It's psychological warfare at its peak. One look from a gorilla can erase pep talks, erase courage, and erase hope. Suddenly, 100 men aren't a unit. They're 100 individuals silently asking, "Why did I sign up for this?" That's the kind of mental game no army chant can fix. In war, morale is everything. In a gorilla's presence, morale doesn't exist. 100 men get tired, a gorilla just starts. Humans gas out fast. Sprint for a minute, fight for 3, and suddenly even the toughest guy is bent over, hands on knees, praying for water. Multiply that by 100 men and you've got a pile of sweaty, exhausted bodies begging for halftime. But the gorilla? That's when it's just warming up. Silverbacks are built for sustained power. They don't need rounds, breaks, or pep talks. Their stamina comes from raw efficiency. Every move counts, every burst is maximum force. Meanwhile, men waste energy swinging wild, shouting, or panicking in formation. The gorilla conserves, strikes, and repeats. By the time 100 men are too winded to lift their arms, the gorilla is still in first gear. Think of it this way. Humans train for endurance marathons. Gorillas train for survival every single day. And survival cardio hits different. In a war of stamina, the gorilla isn't just lasting longer. It's outlasting until there's nobody left to fight. Zero drama, 100% power. Put 100 men together, and you instantly get drama. Who's in charge? Who's not pulling their weight? Who stole someone's water bottle? Suddenly, it's less epic battle and more bad reality TV. Men love conflict with each other. But the gorilla? It doesn't care about gossip, grudges, or feelings. It's pure efficiency. No small talk, no bickering, no motivational speeches, just raw action. While 100 men waste half their energy arguing or sulking, the gorilla spends 100% of its energy on domination. That's the secret weapon. Zero drama. Because let's face it, humans collapse under their own egos faster than they collapse under fists. Meanwhile, the gorilla's mindset is clean, direct, and lethal. It doesn't need morale. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't need a group chat pep talk. It just brings power, full throttle, no distractions. Men fight like soap operas. The gorilla fights like nature intended, brutally and without hesitation. A gorilla could bench press a small car. Strongest man competitions are fun to watch. Dudes pulling trucks, flipping tires, lifting Atlas stones. Impressive, sure, but here's the catch. Gorillas do the equivalent of that every day just existing. Estimates say a gorilla can lift or move up to 10 times its body weight. For a 400 to 500 pound silverback, that's basically a small car. No training, no belts, no chalk dust all over the gym floor. Just raw power that nature gifted it for free. Meanwhile, 100 men would need equipment, strategy, and probably an entire CrossFit gym to match what one gorilla casually does while grabbing a snack. The image says it all, 100 men struggling under the weight of machinery versus one gorilla yeeting it aside like a toy. And when you realize one beast can move more metal than a squadron of humans combined, that's not just strength, that's dominance with horsepower, literally. Men fight for status gorillas already rule. Men are obsessed with clout. Titles, trophies, followers, even dumb little arguments about alpha versus sigma. Put 100 of them together and suddenly they're competing with each other instead of the real threat. Ego ruins teamwork. Meanwhile, the gorilla doesn't fight for status. It already is status. A silverback walks in the room and instantly commands respect. No flexing needed, no speeches, no, "Bro, trust me, I'm the leader." It doesn't need validation because dominance is built into its DNA. While men waste precious seconds arguing about who's boss, the gorilla ends the conversation with one chest pound. Status for men is social. Status for gorillas is survival, and survival always wins. So when it's 100 status-chasing humans against one ruler of the wild, the outcome isn't just clear, it's inevitable. The gorilla doesn't need to prove it's king. It was crowned by nature itself. One gorilla is a natural tank. Men can put on armor, strap on shields, or even cosplay as Spartans, but without their gear, they're fragile. Bones break, muscles tear, and skin bruises like fruit. A gorilla? Built-in armor, thick skin, dense muscle, and bones nearly twice as strong as ours. It's nature's version of a tank. Mobile, unstoppable, and terrifying. No steel required. Imagine 100 men charging a gorilla. Their punches bounce off like Nerf darts, while one gorilla swing dents the entire front line. And unlike man-made tanks, there are no weak spots, no maintenance breaks, no out of ammo. The gorilla is fully operational from head to toe, running on instinct instead of fuel. Humans invented tanks to mimic this level of power, but the gorilla already is the prototype. So when you put one natural tank against 100 squishy, drama-prone humans, spoiler, the tank wins every time. Legends fear the beast, not the crowd. Crowds don't inspire fear, they inspire annoyance. One man facing 100 others still thinks, maybe I can slip away, maybe I can bargain. But standing in front of a gorilla, that's different. That's legend-level terror. Every culture, every time period, humans told stories about monsters in the dark, and those monsters always looked more like beasts than men. Why? Because deep down, we know crowds don't define power. Singular, unstoppable forces do. A gorilla embodies that myth made real. A creature so overwhelmingly dominant that even 100 men together feel small. Men fear embarrassment, rejection, and failure. But against a gorilla, they fear survival itself. And that's why legends are born from beasts, not mobs. Nobody's writing songs about 100 dudes from accounting. But one gorilla? That's a story your grandchildren whisper about. In the end, fear doesn't bow to numbers, it bows to the beast. Thanks for watching, Legends! Now it's your turn. Drop your wildest reasons why one gorilla crushes 100 men in the comments. Best clapbacks will be featured in Users Edition, so make it savage. And hey, don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you never miss a battle. This is the reasons why. Epic debates, legendary comments.